Okay, so imagine everybody in this room at some point has had somebody say, oh, you shouldn't be so materialistic. You shouldn't be so caught up in your things, right? You can't take it with you. But I think we can all agree that it's especially obnoxious to like hoard things and keep them in your house and you can't take it with you at the end of the day. But let's imagine a scenario where you need a generator, right? When the power goes out and you need to keep your freezer going, or maybe your neighbor needs a generator to keep the medicine cold in his refrigerator. Like it or not, our stuff is an integrated part of who we are and how we exist in a modern environment. So what do you say about these items when they're broken when you need them the most? Martin Heidegger says that when something is broken, it's a chance to reevaluate what that item means to you, and that when you fix it, you can reorient the meaning in your own life. I wasn't thinking about any of this stuff when we started Repair Cafe back in 2018 here in Asheville. I heard about the idea through a YouTube video at the time, and I learned about how volunteers get together who know how to fix things. And then visitors from the public are invited to bring them their broken stuff, right? And it's really neat. They sit down and there's a dialogue at the table together, and that's where the magic really happens. Our volunteers are really good. We can fix anything you bring us. We say, if it fits in your car and you can bring it to us, and it comes from your house, we'll try to fix it. We fix canoes. We fix lamps, wheelbarrows, antique umbrellas. Well, you name it, it keeps going. Our volunteers are so good. We have an 85% successful repair rate, okay? We don't know what's coming in, but we fix it anyway. Visitors come to us for a lot of reasons. Well, they come to us because we fix it for free. We don't ask for anything in return. And some don't know where else to go, but some want to learn. We've learned through exit surveys that 2 out of 3 volunteers or visitors that come visit us at a Repair Cafe leave learning how to fix things on their own. Visitors come to us for companionship too, and not like in a woo-woo, like squishy Asheville kind of way, but like in a real community building sense. These are places where you'll have multiple generations in the same room with shared values, with diverse backgrounds, and they're all coming together over repair. Visitors have their own repair stories too. Here's my favorite. This woman brought in a stuffed animal that, believe it or not, that used to be a kitty. Back in the 1960s, she played with it. Made out of rabbit fur, so the fur's all gone, but everybody's got a story to tell, including our volunteers. If you look in the middle here, this is John. John fixed radios on submarines in the Korean War. Okay, he's 95 years old, and he still volunteers with us, and he volunteers as a mentor with the Amateur Ham Radio Club in Haywood County. And Tom in the back, and Wiogo, who volunteer with the Asheville Recyclery, who spent some other time this spring mentoring kids on how to fix bicycles in Haywood County. These are high school kids that fix bikes, and at the end of the module, they're able to take their own bikes home. These kids went on to learn drywall repair and all kinds of other things. And Karen, who fixes sewing machines at our events, every time Karen is there, there's a line at least 5 or 6 people long. She's that good. And she volunteers for the Habitat for Humanity Restore. And Evan, who volunteers for the Asheville Tool Library. So inspired by Karen that now he works for Habitat too. So of course I wasn't thinking about any of those people when we had our first volunteer group back in 2018. I was thinking about how I was broke, how I put all of my money into my house and spent it all on flooring and things like that, and then my oven broke. And it's a $600 oven that I couldn't afford to buy a new one, but it took about an hour to fix it. And I wanted to tell those stories, and we wrote press releases at the time, and that's the kind of stuff I was thinking about. But I used words like building resilience and sustainable communities, but I didn't know what that stuff meant at the time. But now I do. And we've all got our own hurricane stories. We heard that a lot tonight already. Well, we have our own hurricane story. This is about 5 days after the storm. In the parking lot behind Firestorm Books in West Asheville. Asheville Tool Library volunteers Shelby and Stanton were out sharpening chainsaws and called us up, and we came out and we worked together. And in the course of October alone, we met 11 times in 9 different places in 3 different counties. We fixed 500 chainsaws, and we fixed over 50 generators. And our story got out. It took a while, but when cell service came back, our story got out. And these two, you need to clap for these two. They came all the way from Indiana. Courtney is a prison worker. She's in corrections. And Kyle maintains cemeteries. And they took their time off to drive down here. Kyle's been fixing things his entire life. And he told me that this was a new way to give back. He saw this as a new way. And our story made it in national news too, national outlets. And my hope is that when people read this and then presentations like this, that you're going to hear what we're doing and you're going to find a new way to give back. Either it's through repair or it's your own way to give back. This story isn't over. This is last night at the West Asheville Public Library. We had 13 volunteers doing sewing and mending work. We fixed 48 things in 3 hours. These volunteers have a 98% success rate. So I'll wrap up by saying, you know, a lot of our volunteers talk about the generational transfer of knowledge. And we need to make sure that we're transferring skills that we have to our young ones. But we also need to be thinking about the bigger picture. You know, if we're talking about building resilient communities, let's transfer that knowledge too.